Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tennis Manager 24, episode 13. It's taken a while, but I think I'm really starting to get down to the bottom of the nuances of how to get the best out of your athletes. It took a while for a couple of reasons. One, I didn't have staff. I was focused on development, and development could only happen in a specific area with the staff that I had. Two, I was led to believe that form was everything. And we found out that to be true. But I was also led to believe that form came down to a specific type of training to build form. Yet it wasn't happening. And I think we have recently uncovered that form really comes down to two aspects. One, competitive performance. Like, what you do tournament by tournament is going to impact form. If you're doing poorly, your form is going to suffer. But once you're in there, how do you get out of that rut? How do you build out of that? And we tried micromanaging, just dumping form building training specific sessions. But I wasn't getting anywhere with that. I wasn't seeing any improvement from that. But then I stumbled onto something that is now starting to bear fruit. We haven't resolved everything yet with our other athletes. They don't have the form that Martina King has. As you know, this is all green. These bonuses make a huge difference in how she plays. That's why she's been successful. That's why Havda has been awful. But I was so locked into trying to build form, which you can see is awful with her. She's even picked up inflammation. But her mentals are good. It's her physicals and technicals that were struggling. Finally having pieced that together, I realize now that it's twofold. Yes, it's how you perform tournament by tournament. And of course, that's a real problem for us, for Havda in particular. But training, the right training, can get you out of it. Can get you out of it. Now, for Havda, we've got our mentals taken care of because I've trained there specifically in her off weeks. And going tournament, week after week after week, isn't helping her build form because she's playing poorly and she loses early. And she's not getting paid well either with all of those super early exits. I need to get her some training in the right places. Now, my thought process is, well, you've taken care of the mentals, so take care of the physicals so that we can then go take care of the technicals down the line. It's not an assembly line. Here's the thing about our players. She's a powerful baseline player. It's already highlighted. What are the key skills for a powerful baseline player? Nothing in mental is highlighted. In physical, natural fitness is all that's highlighted. Oh, but wait, hold on a second. Technical, counter, forehand, and serve. All vital to success. For Havda, I need to start focusing her training on fixing these particular skills. Not even just technical in general, though it does matter, and physicals, it does matter, but her most important things, the things that I need to lock in on and resolve first, are the most important to her style of play. I need to resolve the serve power and the forehand and the counter. That can and will start to pick up that form. I bet you anything, we're going to see this win ratio start to go up a little bit. Even if only slightly. Even if it's only about a 5% increase. But once you start doing that, the negatives might start to become a little less negative. Maybe that form picks up a little bit. Right? Get the ball rolling. Example. Montgomery is the one who has had a little bit of performance. 62% win ratio. She's doing all right. Yes, we took care of the mentals in the same manner, right? We had that focus, that narrow focus. But now that I'm learning, I started spreading out and training physical. And look what I fixed first. Speed, stamina. No longer negatives. Those are huge keys for her deviation play. And they're neutral. Now that they're neutral, she's not being penalized. And when she has good focus, and only -1s on the others, slowly but surely, she is performing at a slightly higher level than before. I think I've finally figured this out. Nagunye, her natural fitness is good. Her negatives aren't as bad. She is slowly but surely performing a little bit better. She was much lower than 49% before. It's climbing. It is climbing. That's the format. That's the idea. That's now the focus for this episode, is to address the specific style of each of our athletes and address those particular attributes in sessions, focus sessions, edited, micromanaged sessions to get them better. In those particular areas, don't play quite as many tournaments, spend some time. Train for a week, send them out to a tournament. Come back and train that specific thing for a week. Build some bonuses in those areas and watch the wins increase. Not drastically at first, but increase. And if we can build form, like Nagunye supposedly is building form, right? The mental's there. The physicals are getting there. We've built her positives, and her negatives aren't as bad here. If we can eliminate all those minuses and she could start performing like she's capable of, she might be able to score some points, and we can get Nagunye in particular out of having to go through qualifiers just to participate in the lowest level tournaments for the women's tour. First tournament for the episode is a 300 level for King. She's the 3 seed, currently ranked 9th in the juniors, and we actually, for the first time in quite a while, actually have a favorable draw. We've, I don't know how many times in a row, had the most difficult, or at least one of the top 3 most difficult draws, tournament after tournament after tournament, despite being seeded. This time, and I am a little more consistently picking up these 300s now, as she has performed very well in the 200s and is performing well in the 300s. A little bit higher payout, a little bit more points, a little bit better competition, and maintaining form is good enough. But we should be able to cruise at least towards the quarterfinals in this one. Surprise in the first round, but not the devastating type. We lose the first set, but we do bounce back to move on. Out in the second round, though, against a fairly low-ranked opponent is shocking. Quite shocking. Identical winners. We -11 on the overall points won. On forced errors, -2. Our opponent was cleaner. This is something we have seen very little of. It's others that are able to keep it clean, and -9 on the forced errors. So our opponent outplayed us with a similar type strategy with more technical ability than what we were able to offer. So our physical and mental strength that generally carries us, this was an opponent who was a match for it. She was able to overcome that. And yeah, that's a fairly early exit, just second round. Montgomery's doing a Pro 70 tournament. She has won her semifinals, so she will be playing in the final of it. And she has won, so that is just her 3rd victory, and 2nd in a fairly short period of time, actually. So we really should, and how it stays weak, I do not understand. Like, she's won 2 tournaments in the last about month, and she's made deep run so many times, and yet she's still fairly weak in form. That's a strange one. Decent payout for that. It was a somewhat smaller tournament, but 5,400. King has added a point to focus, now a 16 there. And I think that now makes all of the physicals and mentals that we control in that. No. We're trying to get to 13. There was still one more that's lagging behind a little bit. U.S. Open, Montgomery got knocked out in the very first round, so that's not going to be a big payout. But it's still going to be a big payout because it is the U.S. Open. $33,800 for that payout. She had Pegula in the first round. Difficult match there. That's a tough draw. A bit unlucky, but not horribly unlucky. It's round of 128. She's 95th. She's in that bottom half. She shouldn't necessarily be making it out of the first round. So there are easier draws, like just above her would have been an easier draw. Here would have been an easier draw. Here would have been an easier draw. Like, it is possible to have a much easier draw than what she had. But no matter who she would have been drawn with, chances are she would have been the underdog. At this point, some of the quarterfinals are decided in this one. Goff, bottom half, still needs to be played at this stage, but looks like some top seeds are missing, though. Like a 2 seed getting knocked out early. Like a first round exit for a 2 seed, and a second round exit for Swiatek with Raducanu, the one knocking her off. Dang. So August is coming to an end. The U.S. Open has helped us secure it. We are not going to have this benefit again. It's the last of the slams. So while we've just made it to neutral again for, the third month in a row? Or 3 months out of 4, something along those lines. We're not going to get that benefit for September or October or November. And then, of course, December is your end of season and you get your big payout then. But for the next 3 months, we're going to be losing a lot of money. For now, for a while here, we've stayed neutral. We're at 100K debt. That's going to tick up to that 160 plus here in a day. Banking costs, not terrible though. That's been one helpful thing this season, is we've really kept that down much, much lower than last year. Gosh, last year at this point, we were 300K in debt, something like that at this stage, or 250 at least. Much, much better this season. Let's hope this works. I knew you can't always do 300s when we're not there yet, and that early exit last time definitely did not help our form. So back down to a 200 for our next tournament for King, where she's the 1 seed, and let's hope she can come away with at least a semifinal, if not a win. Cruised through the first 2 rounds, pretty comfortable in the third round, 56% of points won, plus 8 in total winners. Heavy favorites for the semifinal, though we're looking at a much tougher final than any of the lead-up rounds. So with a comfortable semifinal win, we are into the finals on this one. It's the first one we've had so far this episode, 200s. I'm not going to play out too many of those live anymore, but we'll take this one on. Especially with a 2 seed, 21st ranked Alanis Hamilton. Huge physical advantage at the start of this one, with her opponent already just above 50%. She's also anxious, concerned, and troubled, while we are confident and indecisive. And then troubled. So we've got a couple mental advantages and a huge physical advantage for this one. Also, the comparison balanced with slight edge to our favor. I think when you add in the slight mental edge, we definitely should be favorites, and that is a very well played point there on that. We go 30-15 here in this opening game. Nice winner there, 40-15 now. Well placed, well played by Hamilton. Really nice. I think that was a forced error, not necessarily unforced. We had to scramble quite a bit to get to that one, but of course that was from us attacking the net, so might be considered unforced. That one was absolutely unforced, and we're in danger of losing this opening game. Despite looking really strong. Another very well placed, right on the line ball there to get that winner. So we're having to really be on our best to get winners. And at the moment anyway, struggling. Ooh, that one just touching the line. That was on the outer edge of it, but on the line. It was the correct call, but it was definitely not down the middle of the line that time. It was a little bit towards the outer edge. There's the winner. We do squeak out game number 1. Let's speed things up. It's only a 200. nearly break her, do break her. So a 2-game lead, 3-game lead in the driver's seat for this first set. But she looks like she's bouncing back. She does not, though. She had us on the ropes 15-40, but we came from behind to win the game. And now at 5-2 and leading 15-40 on this one, we are on set point. That's not going to be it, though. There, though, she got us pretty good on that. Pulled us wide on the serve and immediately went back the other direction. We had no chance to get there. Nice job reaching that one, and that's well placed. Draw level. It's deuce.
Advantage.
And trailing. Thought we could have reached that one, though. Definitely would have been on the ropes with it, but gosh, she's got some power. She has definitely got some power behind how she plays. Yeah, when she's ready and willing and in a good position, she drills that ball.
15-0.
And seems to have decent accuracy. Our accuracy is definitely showing signs of improving. But of course, technicals, as we've noted many times, we're really just getting started on training those technicals. That was on the line. That was very much on the line. Not even really outer edge. It was almost down the middle.
40-50.
Still win the point in the end, and now have set point yet again, but now with service and a 40-15 advantage at the moment. That should see us put this set away here to finish 6-3. Thought we had it there for a moment. Again, thought we had it there, and then go wide. And that was unforced. That was absolutely unforced. That ball was not drilled at us. We had plenty of time to hit it and place it where we wanted, and just ended up getting a little too much underspin on it and letting it slice off. 40-30. Oh, come on. King, finish it off. I'm taking her gun license away. I'm taking her weapon away. She's shooting herself in the foot. Apparently it worked. She was very naughty. No more weapons for her. She's got to quit shooting herself in the foot. 6-3. Good break to start the second set, and then goes on to take her service game. So it's 3-1 early on. She's already got that advantage, though going love 40 was a good way to get yourself in trouble, but she does bounce back and win that game. Each of them holding serve here since the start. Until there, she's been broke. We've put her in position many times, but at 5-5, one break each, and going the wrong direction on this one. It's set point. Nice. Nice ace. 30-40. Need this to go to the tiebreak. That was in. That thing dropped like no other. It had some major spin on it.
Third set.
Third set. We lost.
Out. Love 15.
We are stressed. We have that. How is she not dropped physically? I don't understand, but she is below that 50%. We are confident, but stressed. We need to relax. Take it easy. No. Motivation. Neutral. What?
Second set. 15.
We nearly broke her multiple times in that opening game, but did not succeed. We nearly break her in the next one and do succeed. Driver's seat 3-1. But we were here last time. And at this stage, she broke us. Had advantage. Each have had advantage. We go 4-2. Breaker 5-2. Okay, this is going to be us. It's going to be us. Match point. Might not be right now. It is right now. That was pretty unforced too. That serve wasn't anything special. Alright, that's a 200 level victory. Focus training, serve power, serve spin, and forehand consistency. The forehand consistency was one of the key ones for Montgomery, and we're seeing those all go from a -1 to a +1. Nogonye serve power, one of her key ones, goes from a -1 to a +1, and forehand consistency to a +1. And look, the development's actually higher than what it was. Now that we have some staff, it is getting better. Okay, period reports. Hard season, second hard season. King, One tournament, lost the first round. For the juniors, drops 3 spots in the rankings, but outscores what she did previously. 446, 10K. Only won 1 of 4 tournaments, though, and that was the one we just concluded. Just disaster area. Not even 50%, 3 wins, all first round wins, and then out in the second round scenarios, and we've dropped her to the lowest tournaments, and she's still not able to get anything going. For Montgomery, ranking holding firm, lots of points won during this stretch, huge improvement there. Tournament played was 7, and she won 2 of them. Also, prize money highest we've seen, but this is also what I think over the 2 periods we're talking about 3 slams. Negunier, she won 1 point. 1 point in the period, which actually brought up about 50 spots in the rankings. 4 tournaments, 3 wins, still below 50%. How she gets 1 point is that she got to a tournament proper once with a victory. The others, it's qualifiers. She's going through these qualifiers and losing. She'll win 1 and then lose the second, not qualify for the tournament. Or she'll win 2 and then go to the tournament and lose in the first round. Right? She's just not doing what she needs, and she's not collecting money. Nagunye's been a real issue. Havda's been a real issue. Montgomery, not great on the form, but she's really settled, and she's really helping us on the finances, which are, now that we're into September, back down to that 166. It's a lot to overcome. 70K deficit every month. World Cup time. I think the only contender is going to be King for the juniors. Fairly certain that on the edge of top 100 for Montgomery is just not going to be high enough to get called in, especially for a deep U.S. squad. There's going to be some weaker nations that maybe that's high enough to get selected, but definitely not here. King at 10 in the juniors should be a pretty easy choice, especially with top form, morale, physical condition, all of that should be contributing factors, and she should be a pretty easy choice. In fact, she is the top ranked American player right now. I know behind the face cam we've got Martina King, rank 10, age 16, the only returner from last year's squad. Urhobo, rank 12, Hamilton, who we just went up against, 18, Schumann 23, and Jovic at 24, all selected. Jovic at 17 is the only non-18-year-old. Urhobo has played 3 rounds. She's got a 2-1 record. Hamilton has been selected before, 2-0 record. King still has just a 2-0 record. We are in Group A with Spain, Brazil, and Israel. Israel much lower ranked than the others. Should be the easy one in the group, while beating Spain or Brazil is going to be the key to progressing. We are in the group stage for the finals here. King wins in a round robin. Back-to-back wins there on Friday and wins on Sunday. So she wins 3 of 3 matches. Here we go. Negunier and Havda. Wah again. No, we are not ending your contracts. For that tournament, U.S. comes out on top at 3-0. Israel ends up going 2-1, so the lowest ranked actually came away a little ahead. Yeah, they ended up taking second, Brazil and Spain. It's surprising that Spain got beat so handily as the number 7, and Israel at 68 comes up roses. So Jovic goes 2-1, Schumann 2-0, Hamilton previously was 2-0, right? She's now 4-0, so she was 2-0. Urhobo previously 2-1, lost her only match. She's down to 2-2, and King, as we saw, was 3-0. So most competitive. She competed the most times and came away undefeated. Against Israel, it was a singles match. She won 6-3, 7-5. Against Spain, it was a sweep 3-0, and she did not compete in that one. And against Brazil, it was 2-1. King singles against Border Martins, 6-2, 6-4, and then she played her, I think, her first career doubles match alongside Jovic, and they won 6-3, 4-6, 6-1 in that Junior Open. This has been a weak spot for me so far. We have not been competitive in the slams, the junior slams, just yet. Efremova is already out in the first round. That's a big opportunity. We are the 10 seed for this one, so we dropped a spot to 10th, but we've got a much easier first round match than the draws we had previously. First big test is Emerson Jones in the round of 16. I wouldn't mind losing at that point. I will mind if we lose in the first 2 rounds. Bluestein, who we've been up against once, we are slight favorites, but she beat us the only other time we ever went head to head. And that was the one. That was the one we just played in this episode that knocked us out of the 300 tournament a month ago. It was Bluestein. She's beaten us again. We beat her handily in the first set. She beat us handily in the second set. She beats us in the tiebreaker in the third set. And this is the one we saw that she kept it clean, and she got a lot of forced errors against us. Let's see how the rematch is. It's only the second time we've ever played. We were only minus 4 points, so it was a very close contest. -5 on winners. Unforced errors was +1. Total forced errors was much closer this time. We were actually +2. So a few winners behind was the difference in this one. Bluestein did not keep it as clean as the last time, but she still knocks us out right in the first round. Out in the first round. So King, who's had a good year. She's had a good year. A lot of 200 level wins. She's had some 300 level wins. Let's stop and take a look for a second. That, by the way, just ruins the payout. Pro this year, twice we've had to go qualifiers for basic level, and she couldn't get through either. So she's nowhere. She has 0 points at the senior level. In the juniors, though, 25s. She had 100 level tournament that she won. Doesn't even count towards her points because it's that far down the list. 200 level. Plenty of 25s here. In fact, there's only one 24 on this list. It was a semifinal. She has won 4 of them. Decent amount. She does occasionally get knocked out early. Almost, right? Exclude the 24. Almost a 50% win rate at 200 level tournaments. 300 level, where we've recently appeared a lot more often. 1 final, 3 victories, 4 losses. So we've made the final 50% of the time. But the others have been early exits. In terms of the weeks, she's been consistent more recently, right? The 4 early matches, week 8 was a win, but 13, 14, 17, early exits. Then the later stuff, 20, 22, 30, and 34, 3 out of 4 have been wins. Or 3 out of 4 have been finals or better, with 2 wins. So she is getting better. We are seeing the sign of her performing at a higher level. And based on that, based on this, I think 300 should next season be her regular home, 300 and above. We might even start trying the higher tournaments. But Grand Slams. Round of 64, round of 32, round of 32. This was her worst performance. She didn't even score any points. That's the problem here. Is, that one hurt. That one hurt. That is 9 titles this year, 63k. Havda, nothing, and just 57k. Montgomery, thank you. 3 wins, 667,000. She's been a massive help for us. And Nagonye, 1919, no titles, just 5 points, just 17,000 on the year. All W15, all of it. 5 points. 5 times she's gotten beyond the first round. And look at all those qualifier exits. Montgomery, the slams, they've been a big help, right? All 4 slams. And she got second qualifying round on that one. round of 128 twice. French Open, that second round, big help, 70 points. That was our biggest payout on the year. 125s, she's been in 5 of them. She's only made the round of 16 3 times. 80s, she's only done 2 earlier in the year. She did make a quarterfinal there. 60s has been a decent home for her. 4 early exits, 6 deep runs, including 7 deep runs, including 1 win and 2 finals. Pro 70, 1 win, 2 early exits, and a single 25 tournament which she won. Going back to Havda for a second. Pro 70, twice first round exits. 25s, so second tier pro tournaments, 4 quarterfinals, 3 times making the round of 16, half of them first round exits. The 15s, she is performing a little bit better in the 15s. She still has 5 first round exits. Almost all of the 15s, other than a couple, have been recent. I've started pushing her in this direction recently. The points aren't huge. Points are better here, even when she's not making it far. You get 5 points for a round of 16. All you need is 1 win for those 25s. But I'm trying to help her build form so that she can get up into these tournaments and do better, or these tournaments and do better. I'm trying to get the form first, not worrying about the points as much. Fewer first round exits, less than half. And once she's gotten a win, she keeps going. 5 times, almost half the time, she'll get at least 2 wins. So that's why that's the recent trend, and that's what I'm trying to do here lately to get her going. And so far for Havda, it hasn't worked great, but at least she's still qualifying for those tournaments automatically and not having to go through the qualifiers like Nagoye. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode, though. That was it for slams for the year. That's it for the big payouts. From here, we're going to see a financial drop in the last couple months, but let's see if the experiment to focus specifically on key areas will help them perform better. We fixed the forehand for Havda so far. Montgomery, we fixed the physicals a while ago. Working on those others. The backhand fixed itself before, but not the key parts, right? She still needs some work there. And Nagoye, we fixed her forehand all in the last couple of weeks. Her natural fitness is fixed. Serve power, I believe, is training this week. So, fingers crossed. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.